Well, hello there folks, and how is it going? And welcome back to another video. We are at this, look at this madness that's about to happen here behind us. It is absolutely insane here. There's a storm off out somewhere over the Atlantic and it is kicking up these colossal waves. So we are here to take advantage of that and photograph these waves as they absolutely batter this coast. So let's get to shooting and hope I don't get dragged away in the process. So the aim of the game in today's video is to try and capture just the raw energy of what is happening here. Now I really hope Orla filmed me getting absolutely smashed by the wave there just a moment ago, but the idea is just to try and photograph just this raw energy of the sea. So let's get shooting.
Welcome friends to the ASMR photography studio. As the waves battered and hammered into the coast, I was so drawn to capturing these isolated, abstract frames, and for me, really helped to translate just the power of each and every individual wave as they tumbled towards like a ride of the Valkyries and hammered into the coastline. It was so noisy and so impactful. Just standing in absolute awe of the spectacle before me was such a powerful experience. And as I'm sure many of you know at this stage, I do love a good wave picture, and these I feel are some of my favorites. Just as the backlight was catching as the waves cresting, illuminating that wonderful green and the crest of the waves really helps to tie these images together for me, and again helps draw us in and bring across that power that the ocean has at its fingertips.
So it's like slide and splash here folks. It is absolutely insane. This over here is, it's like at some points it just blocks out the sun. It just kicks up so much water. It's absolutely mad. And there are these gorgeous waterfalls just coming off the side of this. Everywhere we turn, it's just chaotic. Every so often, I can't count the sets. It's so random, but it is colossal. So I found this really nice composition down here. It is absolutely insane. The noise of the water underneath these rocks scares the shit out of you, really, to be honest. But we've got this beautiful side light on these rocks over here, and as this, it's just so much atmosphere. There's the haze, there's the smashing, the crashing. It's absolutely insane. I've never seen anything like it before. It is crazy. So I'm ultimately just sitting here waiting. I've actually changed lens to the 16-35 just to try and capture some of this grandeur. As you can see, it is absolutely wild, and the idea is to try and just capture this raw force of energy as I see Ora's face over there, and it's really wild out here. It's absolutely incredible.
This is one of the first images I captured with the wide angle lens, and for me really helps bring across this intense sense of urgency as the waves just broke over this sea cliff. The two people standing at the top of the frame really help add a nice element of scale, and of course that beautiful golden backlight that illuminates the haze really brings this whole image together. And the waterfalls as they cascade off the cliff edge and the haze in the air, all of these elements combined really tie this frame together and really help emphasize just how spectacular it all was. This for me, I think though, is my favorite of the two images that I present to you now. One, I prefer the landscape orientation as it gives a wider perspective of the overall scene. And secondly, the composition is just that bit neater. And of course, that beautiful golden light as it illuminates the haze. Obviously, you can probably tell that there is some water on the front of the lens, but really I had no choice. I was like in the melee of it all. And for me, the imperfection of that really helps to bring this image together. And as the wave had just broken over all of this, the cascading water off that cliff edge really helped tie this whole composition into one cohesive unit. You've got the wild sea to the right and this beautiful, beautiful golden haze to the left, and it just complements each other so wonderfully. I really, really like this image, and one I think that could lend itself well to a print. If I ever get around to actually printing anything, of course.
So it's a bit calmer here, thankfully, because that last spot was absolutely insane. I really hope those images turned out well. We have come back, if the eagle-eyed among you may recognize this behind us from one of the previous videos, we've essentially come back to this spot. And I'm really hoping that the sun comes down. There's just a small bank of cloud here. And I'm really hoping that there's a break just as it hits the horizon, and it might hopefully light up this cliff edge, all this cliff edges here, and illuminate in its wonderfulness that we all love. So gonna just wait around here. As you can see, I hope you can see in the background here, it is absolutely, it's insane. The water is like, it's absolutely insane. So let's stick around here and then keep our fingers and toes crossed, and let's get to shooting. So one of the beautiful things, as I'm sure most of you know, about having a 100-400 or any kind of telephoto lens is to introduce this idea of like compression and compressing the landscape. And that's ultimately what I found out here. There's a really nice composition of the two the cliff edges essentially, and then the crashy and the bashy, and then there's another cliff just behind that, and then another cliff just behind that, and then at the top we've got the wind turbines spinning away. So it's a really nice kind of layered composition, and one thing that lends itself very well to using a telephoto lens is to emphasize those layers and introduce this element of compression into a frame. So fingers crossed, the sun, if it's going to work, it'll happen probably in the next couple of minutes. So let's keep our fingers and toes crossed to see if we get some of this beautiful light washing across the cliff edges, and we'll see what happens.
So as I talked about in my insane ramblings just a moment ago, one of the beautiful things of photographing with the 100-400 is this element of compression that you are able to take advantage of. And for me, this frame, and particularly the next one that we're going to see, really help emphasize that idea of compression. I really love this image. The sense of scale that it has and the turbulent water in the foreground really help add this insane sense of urgency to the whole frame. And of course, who can deny the wonderful, beautiful golden light just kissed the side of these cliffs as the sun was setting and came through the break in the clouds. Absolutely wonderful. What a difference 4 seconds or so can make, and a little bit of extra zooming in. For me, this particular frame trumps the previous one purely because of the elimination of the sky, and it's just that nice bit of a tighter crop. What this does is it makes it just a bit more impactful. Obviously the water in the foreground is crashing and bashing into the rocks, which adds this absolutely wonderful chaotic energy to the whole scene, but it's the elimination of the sky and thus making it a landscape that could be anywhere. And of course that beautiful, beautiful golden light just catching before the sun set down too low in the sky. And of course it was only after the fact, when I was going through post-processing, that I realized in this one and the last image that there's actually a dude standing up there on the cliff edge. So when you do see him, it really adds just this wonderful element of scale to the overall frames, and one that I was very pleasantly surprised to find.
Whew, Jesus. So folks, I think we'll probably leave it there for today. This video is probably going to be as chaotic as it was being here. It was absolutely mental. I think, like we've said when we were driving around, it's probably the wildest we've seen the sea ever, I think. Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. But look at this light that's happening here behind us. I hope you can see it. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful evening. So me and Orla are going to enjoy the rest of the evening, and then we're going to go out and have a nice dinner, just because why not? For now, if you like the video, absolutely give it a thumbs up. And if you fancy following along for more adventures, then by all means do hit that subscribe button. And until then, I will see you on the next one. So take it easy, everybody. Cheers.